What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and this is your instant match reaction. It was Everton 0, Aston Villa 0, a game where I genuinely think Everton should have won that game, and I think David Moyes and the players will probably sit there going, we should have. I thought we played well. We just didn't hurt Villa enough in the final third. We held on to the ball a lot in the final third. We didn't. The amount of times where Jack got into the box today and he didn't shoot, it was almost like we tried to play the ball into the net today, and we didn't need to. We could have caused more problems today, and look, we didn't. We didn't. I think we had 3 shots on target, but 20 in total, 9 off target. So, look, I think certainly there was more that we could have done. I think we just could have hurt them more. Villa offered nothing today. Offered nothing. I thought they were really poor, to be honest. And for a Villa team that's going to be in Europe, I think if you're a Villa fan, you're going to be worried about that, because they were not good today. I don't know if they had a shot on target. They might have had one, but when you're looking at where Villa were and where they are now, they look chalk and cheese against the side that they were. And that's not a dig. I did the previews with Villa, and I have no issues with Villa, but yeah, I think that is definitely a game that I'm standing here disappointed to get a result. Look, if you go back 12 months ago, we lost 1-0 at Goodison Park to Aston Villa in David Moyes' first game in charge. A game that, I was hoping we would get a result in, but we didn't. I'm now standing here having played Villa. I'm not going to say necessarily off the park, but we certainly were better than Villa. And I'm standing here disappointed we haven't got 3 points. You'll obviously see from the thumbnail, Simon Hooper, he's had an absolute stinker today. The amount of decisions, the lack of yellow cards. I can't believe Morgan Rogers didn't get a yellow card. There was a foul over on the right-hand side. I'd love to see it again, because it looked like an absolute stinker. And the ref was poor. The ref was poor today. Stop starting play. Decisions that I just stood there and was like, I don't understand. There was fouls given that weren't fouls. It was a poor performance by the officials today. And there was decisions. There was a ball where Luca Dean's out of play and it ends up going for a corner. It's just basics like that. You sit there, Premier League officiating's on its backside at times. And yeah, look, disappointing result, disappointing performance, but it's not a disappointing performance, it's a disappointing result. It's a really weird feeling today, because it is definitely a game that Everton should have won. We should have won, and we were better than them in every department. We were better than them in every department, and we were more composed in most departments. We were more organised in most departments. There was a couple of times where we left a gap in the middle of the park, and players like Rogers could run into it, and McGinn could get on the ball a little bit more. But all in all, Everton coped. Morgan Rogers, for me, he commits 3 fouls in the first half. He should have had a yellow card going in at half time, but he doesn't. Tarkowski went through him to pretty much prove a point, and if you're going to give it, you've got to take it. So there's no point screaming and shouting at a referee that you haven't had a decision, or you did get a decision but it weren't a card, when you should have had a card yourself 25 minutes before. So yeah, I'm not all about that either. But look, all in all, we've just got to keep going. We've got to keep going. We're currently 5th in the league. We're doing all right. It's our first clean sheet of the season, so that's a real positive. So look, I'm relatively happy with where we are. We've had 1 defeat in 4. The team looked better. I think Beto at times today's hold-up play was all right, and then at other times it was really poor. It was like chalk and cheese. But yeah, look, we'll do a full debrief tomorrow. You guys can understand and see what I'm talking about, and my thoughts and feelings towards the game in more depth. I'll analyse the performance as well. There we go. You all right? What's that? I have no idea. So we are where we are. All we got to do is keep playing like that, because we will get results. And we look like we can challenge teams. That team today is playing in Europe. Brighton at the start of the season will be competing to play in Europe, and we've took 4 points off them at home. So if we can continue to make this stadium a fortress, a difficult place to come, then we're going to do well. And we've got games coming up that we can win. We've got games coming up that we can win. West Ham at home, we can absolutely win that. We're going away, we can win that. We'll give a game to anyone at the minute. So look, I just think we need to just keep it up, keep going, keep pushing, and yeah, we'll see how we get on in the future. But all in all, I'm happy with that. I think that was a relatively good performance. I'm disappointed not to get 3 points. And that's the main thing, getting. That's the main thing. That's the main fundamental of the situation now. And yeah, that is it. Like, there's nothing else to add. Make sure you get on Flyers. Make sure you support Flyers. Make sure you go on the website. Make sure you get yourself booked into a game of golf. Make sure you, if you were there today, make sure you share the pictures because it's lovely to see. For all the people that come over to me today and said hello, thank you ever so much. It always means a lot to me. Today was a nice day for me. It was a family day. I brought my nan to her first game at the new stadium, and you know, she hadn't been to Goodison in a long time. She'd been a Blue for 70 years, so really, really nice today. Dad's birthday as well, so shout out to Dad for his birthday. But yeah, look, all in all right. It was all right. It's games like that frustrate me about not winning, you know, because I feel that there was chances, you know, there was a couple of headers. Michael Keane had a couple of chances. Emi Martinez makes a fantastic save, absolutely phenomenal save to keep Villa in the game. But all in all, look, we should have won. We should have won, and I don't think there'd be a Villa fan there that would disagree with that. I certainly feel from an Everton perspective we were the better team, and that's the main thing. So yeah, we keep smiling, we keep moving, and yeah, make sure you get yourselves on Match Bingo as well. The link is in the description. BBN for your referral code, so make sure you go over there and check that out. Make sure you support the channel. That will be massive. John is on a cruise, so look, the debrief could just be me. I suspect John's not going to have any internet in the middle of the Mediterranean, but we will find out, we will see. But look, all in all, we keep smiling, we keep moving. This is a much better Everton team than we had last season, and it's a much better Everton team than we had 2 years ago. So look, the positives are there. There's no point being negative about performances like this. I'm disappointed we haven't won. What a weird feeling that is. You know, sitting there, last kick of the game, like intensity standing up. So yeah. Look, we are where we are. We'll go through full debrief tomorrow. I think I want to have a discussion on Pickford. You know, is James Garner literally cementing himself as a left back at this point? Has Vitaly Mykolenko got real problems going forward? Because James Garner, yet again today, I didn't think put a foot wrong either. So yeah, look, all in all, up the toffees, keep smiling, hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you soon. Peace.